Hi, everybody. I am pleased to announce that Monet's Counseling Services is now a limited liability corporation. Thank you. Hey, everybody. It's Ayana with Monet's Counseling Services. Welcome to my Embracing Life podcast. This past week, I was able to sit and talk with Dr. Dy'Mire Jones out of Savannah, Georgia. Our discussion included his perspective on mental health in his community, various resources, and I asked him what he would like to see more of in his community. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, so I guess this question is like two or three folds, right? I think it goes back to access, right? Not only having the knowledge of, hey, this is an issue that is affecting our community, and not just it's your fault, you all figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think access as far as, the healthcare providers that are there. And then from there to not only giving access, but then talk about exactly why it's important. And then from even that standpoint, doing something on like the back end in order to like figure that out. Because I know the statistics behind people that are wealthy go to mental health therapists just as much as people that are impoverished. But there's a huge gap that's like in between that. So not only have access, not only doing the right interventions, but then what is our follow-up with that? How can we get those people that are dealing with this out of that impoverished situation? Can we build better schools? Can we have better community programs? Can we start to have conversations around what does it mean to be Black and brown in this country, in order to drive that forward? So again, I think it's a three-pronged approach. Obviously having the resources, but then having the ability to pull everyone out so we can all come together. And as we talk about mental health, we talk about why someone might have mental health issues. Because I don't know about you, but man, it's really stressful to be broke, right? So I think not only addressing it head on, but then having stuff to help pull people out of that community. And obviously not all Black and brown people, especially in my community, are poor, but again, a large majority of people that are dealing with these mental health issues that I see regularly that are Black and brown are having some type of financial issues or some type of educational issues. So that's the first thing I would do.
Okay. And then lastly, so what have you found or what have you done that has been helpful for you, just, managing your mental health and recognizing all the different things in the community? What has been helpful for you?
Yeah, you talked to me 2 years ago. I had no idea this was a thing. I was going through physical therapy school and for some reason, had a scenario or a situation where I just became not want to do anything. I didn't even think of it as depression. I was rocking and rolling 1 week, and then for about a month, I didn't want to do my classwork. I didn't want to do anything. Somebody was like, I was talking to somebody about it. Man, you might want to go talk to somebody about that. So, I was hesitant, and you gotta think I'm educated. I know my mental health spaces. I'm talking about patients that are chronic pain and some issues they would have, and I was resistant. I started talking to my therapist probably about 2 months after the first situation happened, and they helped guide me through physical therapy school, helped guide me in my life now. And then as I began to move in my professional life, again, I just started seeing all these mental health, providers all around me, like doing really, really good work. So again, that's why I'm making the shift. I still believe in physical therapy. I still believe in what we're doing. But I just think that mental health side and like that community centric profession is something that I really want to dive into. So I would tell anyone, if you are having even thoughts of seeing someone for your mental health, go do it. There are plenty of resources out there for you, locally, regionally, nationally, statewide, and to check them out.
Okay, Dr. Jones, before we conclude, is there anything else you would like to say to our listeners?
Yeah, I just want to first start off by thanking you again for having me on this podcast. I think what you're doing is awesome and admirable.
Thank you.
And getting people on to talk about mental health and different aspects of these different mental health professions, I think is awesome. And I think we all have a duty within these different professional spaces to speak out whenever we see things that are not necessarily wrong, but not as efficient or optimal as they can be. So I think I would tell anyone who is working in these spaces, especially healthcare, especially mental health spaces, especially at policy levels, that if you see something, say something about it, and then try your best to try to be an advocate for everyone that you come in contact with.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Dr. Jones. That concludes our second podcast with our first guest appearance. Thank you so much again for being a part of it. The next show, we'll talk about self-worth and self-esteem. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for listening. Bye.